So the quote is this. It says, invert, always invert. And it comes from Charlie Munger, which is Warren Buffett's right-hand man, who's one of the richest men ever. And he explained this concept, whereas you can think about what you want or you can think about what you don't want and do the opposite. So we think about all the things that someone that doesn't focus does, and then we can do the opposite. We would then become someone that can focus. So someone that doesn't focus has their phone notifications on. Their phone is always in their view. They've got YouTube tabs open, social media tabs open. They're working in an extremely messy environment. So we start doing the opposite of those things. We can start improving our focus. It's about removing all the bad things that are destroying our focus so we can at least start at a high baseline level of focus. And so right now, these billion-dollar companies, they all want your attention. And the only way to get your attention is to ruin your focus. I used to spend 3 hours a day on my phone every single day. Over 10 years, that's a whole year of my life. Imagine that, spending 1 year of your whole life for the next 10 years just looking at a piece of glass and metal. I didn't want that, and you don't want that. And right now, because everyone's attention is absolutely ruined, the most valuable skill you can learn is to do deep work, because it's the skill with least supply, because everyone's attention is ruined, but the skill with the most demand. So that makes it extremely valuable. So if you want my help to make 3 hours of deep work a daily habit, scroll down to the description and click the first link right now. Now we're going to go through the 4 signs of bad focus. And then at the end, we're going to have a full plan of action for you to improve your ability to focus. So the first thing is the phone addiction. The other day was at university, and you can't smoke on campus. So there was this woman on the footpath outside the campus smoking, and she was looking at her phone. And I realized if I just took her phone and smashed it on the ground, she would try and kill me probably. But the thing is, she was smoking, killing her lungs. You can replace your phone, but you can't replace your lungs. And she was valuing her phone more than her lungs and her health and her body. And I realized it's because nowadays everyone is just addicted to their phone. It's their 5th limb. And if you can't focus, it's probably because you're addicted to your phone. Your phone provides dopamine, it provides constant attention, it's your companion, it's your friend, and you're attached to it. And frequent phone checking actually breaks your ability to focus and concentrate. If you can't look at someone without thinking about your phone, how do you expect to focus? If you can't think about what notifications or things have popped up recently, how can you focus? And you're probably thinking, well, I need my phone in case someone calls me for an emergency. Well, when was the last time that happened? Probably never. And if you did, you found out about the emergency later, an hour or two, it's okay. And if you can just see a distraction, you will be distracted. If you've constantly got notifications popping up on your phone just to look cool for that other person in case they see your phone, why? Who cares? My phone is completely silent, so you'll never hear a phone call, you never hear notification pop up. And I've turned all notifications off, so I see no notification pop up. If I need to text someone, I'll open the app to text them. If I need to see something, I'll open the app to see it. I don't have any notifications turned on. I have very few apps on my phone. I probably just have WhatsApp, and I have the app to track my sleep. I've got a habit tracking app to actually know what I need to be doing every single day. That's pretty much it. I don't have barely any apps on my phone, because your phone is the one source of addiction that everyone's got nowadays. And a sign of bad focus is your screen time. If it's more than 3 hours a day, you're probably addicted to your phone. So that's your first sign of bad focus. So get rid of your phone addiction. The next is procrastinating. If you're procrastinating, you're not hitting your deadlines. You're not doing the tasks that you need to be doing. And the reason is because you're emotionally just too involved and too scared of actually doing the work. It's an emotion. You find the tasks that you need to be doing overwhelming and so big and difficult to do. And oftentimes you procrastinate on doing the work because you don't like doing it. If you thought about the things that you do like doing, how often have you ever procrastinated on doing them? Probably never. And you need to find a way to actually, if you have to do something, how can you find joy and fun out of doing it? Because if you enjoy something, you're not going to procrastinate about doing it. So the way that I started trying to figure out how can I start enjoying these different tasks is breaking them down into smaller steps. So if there was a big task that I needed to do, how can I break this down into 5 smaller steps or 10 smaller tasks? And do that task. If you think about, writing a book, you can procrastinate on writing a book for the rest of your life. But if you think about, I'm just going to write 1 sentence. No, I'm just going to write 1 word in that book. And you start with the 1 word. That's pretty simple. You can do that right now. And if you do that every day, you start with a word, then you progress to a sentence and a paragraph, then a chapter. You can progressively increase the amount of work you're doing, but start at the smallest base unit. What can you do right now? That's so easy you can do that. There's no reason you should procrastinate on it. So if you've dealt with your procrastination, what's the next thing that's going to stop you from focusing? It's multitasking. Someone that multitasks, they can't get anything done because they keep switching. If you keep switching tasks, it's going to take so long for you to just do one task. And you think about it, this is 2-sentence test, right? So what they do is they get someone to write out one sentence, just that word, that sentence, just this whole sentence, right? Time, how long it takes you to write this sentence out, one sentence. And then what they do then, say it takes you 2 seconds to write one sentence. What then you'll do next is you'll think, right, if we're going to write 2 sentences out, it probably takes double the time, right? It will go from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. But what you're going to do instead is you write 1, 2, N, W, E, O, S, S, E, E, N, N. So you're going to write 2 sentences, but you're going to multitask. You're going to do that one, and then that one, and that one, and then that one. And you're going to time how long it takes to do. And what you'll notice is this probably took 2 sentences to write out, but once you switch between 2 different sentences to write them both out, it'll probably take you over 10 sentences, 10 seconds, so 5 times as long. So that's how actually multitasking affects your ability to do work. It takes you 5 times as long to do something than if you just focused on one thing. How crazy is that? So when you're multitasking, you're wasting so much time switching, where if you just did one thing at a time, you'll get so much more done. So just do one thing at a time. That solves multitasking. And then you probably get easily distracted. Someone that doesn't focus is distracted. That's the opposite. So if you see distraction, you will be distracted. So you've got to get rid of distractions from your environment. So get rid of your phone, block any websites that you're constantly using on your Google. Get rid of everything except what's essential for working on your desk. If you've got a desk full of books, full of notes, full of pens and pencils and phones and technology, you're going to get distracted. A monk, when they're trying to meditate and improve their focus, what are they doing? They're in a room with just a mat. That's it. And they sit there and they focus. Someone that's distracted, that's got, their laundry on their desk. They've got their phone on their desk. They're constantly distracted. So you've got to get rid of all the distractions from your environment, because if you can see it, you will be distracted. And then once you've gotten rid of all these distractions, you're going to increase your baseline level of focus. So most people are starting at such a low baseline level of focus, there's no question they're going to be distracted. And if you increase that baseline of focus, you're going to be naturally starting at a high level of baseline compared to everyone else, and you're going to be at an advantage. Now, you're probably thinking right now, I can't control my distractions. You're probably right, but if you remove the distractions, then I can't control myself. Well, you can control yourself by getting rid of the distractions, focusing on what you need to be doing. And if you remove the distractions, then you literally have nothing to distract you, and you've just got the work you need to be doing. And then once you know what the work you need to be doing, go through the procrastination task I told you to do. Break this big task down into smaller steps that you complete right now. Make it so small that it feels stupid procrastinating on it. And then you'll realize that you can control your distractions by removing them. And then you can have fun by doing the work, by making the big, scary task into such a small task that it feels fun to do. So your full plan of action, what are you going to be doing right now, is turning off your phone, getting rid of it when you're doing work. If you can't focus because you're addicted to your phone, so we're going to change that. Get your screen time below an hour. And once you've done that, stop procrastinating and being scared of completing the task by breaking that big task you're scared of doing into 10 smaller steps. Make the steps so small, it just feels stupid procrastinating on it. Like for making these YouTube videos, I would procrastinate on forever. But literally I broke it down into the smallest step of just opening up the recording software and pressing the red button. Well, I can do that. And then once it's started, you just get the ball rolling and you complete the task anyway. So the key is just to get started, and you get started breaking the big task down into the smallest step that you can complete first. And then focus on one task at a time. We did the multitasking test, where if you write one sentence out, you can do it in 2 seconds. But if you switch between two sentences at the same time, it's going to take you 5 times as long. So do one task at a time, and then get rid of all your distraction. Create a clean workspace free of any distractions, because if you can see a distraction, you'll be distracted. Now, right now, the whole world is distracted. Our attention spans are cracked and just destroyed because of social media and content. And so right now, this one skill that's the most valuable skill is your ability to do deep work, because it's in low supply, because no one can focus, but it's in high demand. That's why it's valuable. So if you want my help to learn the most valuable skill in today's day and age, and being able to do 3 hours of deep work every single day, scroll down and click the first link in the description right now.